This lab is called like dissolves like, and pretty much we have polar molecules, and they have a symmetrical distribution of charge. Water is an example of a polar molecule. Most of the polar compounds they will generally dissolve in water. For example, um, alcohols they will dissolve in water. If it's something organic like an oil will never dissolve in water because an oil is a organic compound but it's non-polar, so as thus shouldn't dissolve in water. So in this experiment we're going to test that and put that to a question. So we're going to try different solvents for this lab. You have 5 test tubes. I already have them filled with water. You can see the water in there, and we're going to look and see by adding different chemicals, different compounds, whether they mix dissolve in water or not. And you should be able to see that. So let's do this. It should be an interesting lab. I'm going to add, the first one will be adding some food coloring. So I got here yellow. I'm going to add it to the first test tube, and we'll see what happens. So let's see. Let's hold the test tube here. And I'm going to grab the test tube to add the. And you can see that as soon as I added the food coloring, it quickly dissolved in the water. If I leave it there, you can see it mixing, being mixed. So you can check the test tube. Guys, please be quiet. Thank you. So you can see the food coloring mixing in the water completely. So it's completely dissolved. There's no, you cannot see a second phase or a different phase. So food coloring seems to have dissolved in water. So write that as your observation for that one. We're going to move into the next compound, which in this case is going to be baby oil. So give me 1 second. I will add baby oil to the test tube. So I got baby oil in here. I'm going to add some of that to the test tube. We'll see what happens in here. I added some of the baby oil to the test tube, and you can see that it pretty much didn't fully dissolve. You'll see like 2 phases in there. You see the oil floating on top of the water. Maybe if I add from back, it will be easier to see. If this one helps. Like you should be able to see that the different phases in there. But oil did not mix, the baby oil did not mix with the water, did not dissolve. And again, oil, baby oil, it's organic chemical, so it doesn't dissolve, it's non-polar, so it will not dissolve in the water. Generally speaking, only polar solvents dissolve in water. So for your observation, baby oil did not dissolve in water. I don't have mineral oil, but I have a little bit of cooking oil, so we're going to use cooking oil instead of mineral oil. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that as a dropper, and I think we can expect that because it is oil, it should also not dissolve in water. Well, we'll check it. All right, that's more than enough. I apologize, it's difficult to see. I don't have a camera holder, so I added to test tube 3, I added oil, cooking oil. So, and you can see that it did not mix, it did not dissolve. You can see the oil floating on top of the water, and they're not dissolving. You can shake it, it's not going to mix at all. All right, so far food coloring, it did dissolve, baby oil did not mix, cooking oil did not mix. So the next is going to be water and vinegar, and I got already some prematured vinegar in here, so I'm going to add it to the water, and we'll see what happens. So there we go. That's step 4. You can see that as soon as I added it, it kind of mix it completely. So if I shake it a little bit, make it mix. As a matter of fact, vinegar that you buy in the store is dissolving water. It's only 5% by volume, so most of the 5% of the volume that you buy is going to be vinegar, and the other is going to be water, the rest of the volume. So as you can see, you can barely distinguish a different phase. So vinegar dissolving the water. Final, it's going to be rubbing alcohol. You got some rubbing alcohol. So it's rubbing alcohol, which is ethyl alcohol. So that's what rubbing alcohol is. 70% by volume. So it means that the rest of the volume is going to probably be water. So in here I got some ethyl alcohol. So I got a test tube. I'm going to add it to the test tube. We'll see what happens. You can see that it's mixing. I take that and I mix it. You can see it mixing in there. Light is not the best, but you can see that as long as you continue mixing, it will mix completely, so it dissolves in the water. Doesn't float like oil does. So yeah, I don't distinguish any other phase. It's completely mixed at this point. So we can say that vinegar and ethyl propylene alcohol, they both dissolve in water. So that means that food coloring and the vinegar and the ethyl alcohol, they are all polar compounds because they dissolve in the water. Baby oil and cooking oil is not polar because it did not dissolve in the water. Make that observation and finish the lab.